Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I'm very discombobulated today, so I'm trying. We're gonna get through this stream, and if it looks like I'm pausing more than normal, it's because I am. I'm going to. You best bet I'm gonna be pausing a bit because I'm nervous. I'm nervous about YouTube, and I have every right to be. But first, we all have to fight. We all gotta fight. Not you boys, though. You boys are not included. I'm looking for just one more dude. Got Myco Psycho. I'm just looking to see if there's one more dude in this chat. Nope, it's ladies. Simple Auto Solutions. Are you a dude? I'm not allowed to ask that. Oh, Chris is here. It's definitely two dudes. We got to fight. Oh, Fozzie's here. That's right, Fozzie. Go lurk in the corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Yep, the girls are rolling this chat. It's hard to find a dude. That's right. We're all going to fight over Myco. But I have to do it holding a beer, apparently. But that's fine. I can do this. I can do it. I'm going to start today with a 3-minute video. It has no verdict, guys. And that's the conspiracy. We're going to start a conspiracy theory right here, right now. Okay, Fozzie can be in the very center of the room lurking. Sorry. That was my fault. We're fighting over Myco Psycho. Oh, Metal's here too. They're climbing up on us, ladies. We need to start talking about our feelings and crying. Weed them out. Weed out the weaker men. Oh, man. So, the video that I wanted to put out today, I had to work tonight. I had the video done with like 1 minute to spare before I jetted to work. And I was just like spot checking because I'm a professional. And and I realized that I had an open mic for a couple unfortunate parts. I was singing, I was playing with the dog, I was yelling at my kids. So I couldn't put the video out at 6:00, period. And I actually deleted it already so that I can't accidentally put it out by accident. Because that's something I would do. I would hot mic myself, realize it, fix it, and then upload the hot mic video. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Okay, so we're going to start a conspiracy theory. Let me show you what happened today. It's 3 minutes long. Here we go. This is in the
Hey,
city
Mr. Zamora, how are you?
Judge, please. Don't interrupt me. This is in the city of Victoria, but don't ask me what state it's in because I have no idea.
Afternoon. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm sorry?
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Mr. Zamora, any questions about the rights I went over? Anything I need to clarify?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you think of something, let me know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And so we've got a couple of cases. I'm going to go over them all with you, and then we'll talk about them, okay? So one was a dogs at large from May 28th. One was a failure to vaccinate dogs or cats from May 28th. We have failure to exercise control over animal from May 28th. Failure to allow quarantine of animal from May 29th. Failure to allow quarantine of animal from May 30th. Failure to allow quarantine of animal from May 31st. And then dogs at large from July 19th, 2024. So those are all the cases that they have charged you with. Are you familiar with the situation on these cases?
A little bit. I know that,
There we go. It's Texas.
you know, these cases are, I'm being cited, you know, within 2 months, 3 months, you know, 5 citations and, you know, crazy, you know, I'm a single widowed father, and, you know, my dog is a ESA, emotional support animal. And my therapist, you know, has gone over with me, and we are talking to HUD and FHA, you know, for on discrimination reasons, because of there's other stuff to the story, you know, and this is not about my dog, you know. So it's, you know, if
This is in Victoria.
there was over, you know, the discovery that I could see a dog, you know, the camera. I've asked that plenty of times of him. You know, he hasn't presented that. He has a Ring camera. I know I have, you know, my camera inside of my house that of him coming and harassing me at my house. So
And when you say him, are you talking about a neighbor?
a neighbor, yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Zamora, what I'm going to do, I hear you and I understand. I can tell the frustration. No worries. Okay. Just take a deep breath. We're
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. No,
All
no
right.
problem. It's just my son's.
Yes, yes, I get it. So Mr. Zamora, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and enter those pleas of not guilty, and I'm going to have you visit with the prosecutor so we can get some information, see what's going on, what is the evidence here, okay? And that way you can we can get some kind of resolution. Okay?
Yeah, I do want to resolve it. I just want, you know, I have the papers of me taking my dog. He was in the vet whenever the I got citated, so I don't understand how I got citated whenever he was not in my yard. I have a backyard, and he was not in my backyard. He was at the vet. I have the veterinarian papers, and that y'all could call to the veterinarian. I've never had a problem with him biting in or acting, you know, in any such way.
A
You
fool.
know?
Okay. No worries. I hear you. Let's get to the bottom of it, okay?
Yeah.
So just have a seat and Mr. West will pull up your info and y'all can visit about it. And I'll step out so that y'all can visit, okay? Thank you, Mr. Zamora.
Okay. Everything about that was weird, but okay, let's start with everything about that was weird. This guy got a citation, a completely different citation, like 5 different days in a row. So, like, if they wanted to do something against my dogs or my cats, you know, I would get a citation and I would have to fix it. But they wouldn't come back every single day and give me a different citation. I mean, they just they just don't do that. So that is 100% odd that they would come out every day and cite this man for something. Maybe maybe his neighbor is calling stuff in, maybe, but I don't know. That's weird. But then he goes back and he talks to the prosecutor, right? And we can't hear what he says, so I didn't record it. And then the prosecutor and him come back up to the podium here, and all of a sudden the judge just turns everything private, black screen. So we never find out what happened to this guy. I don't know why they made it private. They didn't make any of the other ones private. It's just they were just cat and dog citations. Yes, I watched an entire docket on cat and dog citations. Why? Because it was the very first time I saw this channel stream a court hearing, and I've been waiting for it because we have Victoria. We have the Australians who live in Victoria. My daughter's name is Victoria. So I've been waiting for Victoria to stream. And then they do this to me. So I think that we should look into this. I think that we should audit. We should become auditors and find out why they made that private and why he got 5 citations in a row. I mean, he's saying he can prove the dog wasn't even home the one day he got a citation. Yeah. Now, oh, God, that explains everything because I am 100,000% sure my cats have it out for me. They are actively trying to kill me. I know they are because I can't walk down. No, you have to. I don't make the rules. You just got to do it. You got to be an auditor. We have to go there. We have to find out the great. We could make an NBC special, or instead of fighting over Miko, we could all go and figure this out and turn it into a Hallmark movie. One of you can have him. He's a widowed father with all those kids. He needs one of you there. I'm telling you, my cat's trying to kill me. My cats are trying to kill me. They will not let me walk. Like, I have this big orange cat. All right. Oh my gosh, I love that big orange cat. He's so freaking okay. So I had this great big gigantic orange cat. He just kept growing. He's not fat at all. He's very thin, but he's just so big and muscular. Well, he doesn't like me walking without him touching me. So I'm trying to walk and he's like touching my legs. And I can't say anything to him because, first I'm scared of him. He's very big. Second, I just love him so much. He can do anything he wants. But then I got that black cat. That black cat. He doesn't want me walking at all. He wants me falling, only falling. I think he laughs. They always, always want dinner. But my cats, I live with two other people. There's three people in the house. Okay. He does. He loves me. There's three people in the house. All of us are freaking adults, right? I know for a fact the cats get outstandingly annoying to be around when they're hungry. I mean, you can't do anything when they are hungry. So why am I the only one feeding these damn cats? Why can't those other two? Why don't they ever get annoyed enough to feed the frickin' animals? I'm tired of kids. I'm out. I'm not going there to solve the detective story because I don't want to be in a Hallmark movie. Damn kids. I don't know why, but now I'm mad at Fozzie for something. I'm mad at Fozzie because my kids didn't feed the cats. There you go, Fozzie. You're in trouble now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I stepped on my black cat the other day because he did it on purpose. He just ran under my foot while I was there. And then I felt so bad for the rest of the day. Like I just felt horrible. Oh, nothing. He did nothing. Okay. Where are we going next? Okay. w- You know what? Let's just look at my next husband. I found my husband. I found my next husband today, guys. I only got a minute of it because it was really boring, not interesting at all. But it was so interesting. Are you ready? It's 1 minute, 5 seconds long, and that's all you get. You don't get no more. Here we go. Just pay attention.
Claim, Your Honour, is in paragraph 12 of the statement of claim, which I'll just seek to summarise. The effect of the claim is that Dr. Kolajesic began research and development into what's known as ionic liquid, R&D, for the reduction of iron ore down to iron in what's known as an ionic liquid solution or a molten-based solution, and it involved dissolving iron ore or a product of iron ore into ionic liquid and then turning it into iron. The technology that was actually produced at Fortescue and created by about June 2021 was what's called a solid state reduction process, which is not in an ionic liquid, it's in an aqueous solution.
I have never loved the word iron as much in my entire life as I did today. Sorry. I had to show him. I had to show him. Okay. So there was specials. Nope, nope. That that was not a boring accent at all. Nothing about what just happened was boring. Now all the dudes left. Now it's just us again. All right. So there's this there's these courts in Ohio that stream on YouTube, and they used to have just a stream that constantly ran, like days and days and days and days and days. The stream would just run. They never shut it off. They videoed everything at night. I had videos of the cleaning crews and the security guards and everything. All right. Well, recently they changed it and they started streaming for one day and then, or 12 hours, I should say. No, I'm sorry. They have a stream right now that constantly goes. All right. But you can rewind it now. Okay. So I watched this case. It was like an hour long. And this guy has been on meth for 4 straight days. Um, and then he ended up in someone's house with a knife drinking their Gatorade, like we all do. I mean, that's just a normal Friday night thing. So I'm watching it and I thought, oh, this is great. So then I go back to try to record it. And what I didn't realize was every minute that I was watching it was cutting a minute off because it was at the 12-hour mark. I didn't realize it was at the 12-hour mark. So I didn't get the whole court thing, which is fine because it was like an hour long. But I got the closing state. Oh, I got more than closing statements, but all I'm going to show you is the closing statements because that's good enough. They both explain everything that they just had. I just wish I would have been able to get the police interview because he's in there crying. I don't want to go back to prison. I thought it was my house. I didn't know I had a knife with me because when I go into people's houses to drink their Gatorade, I always bring a knife. How are you supposed to get the lid off if you don't have a knife with you, right? And of course, I look through all of their garage first when they have cameras in their garage. Who keeps cameras in their garage? Oh, Fozzie does. That's right. Besides Fozzie, who has a camera in their garage. Look, if you want to take something out of my garage, please take it. Just take it all. I have too much damn stuff in there, and I need to get rid of it. I should just leave my garage door open, and maybe I'll get burglarized, and I'll be happy. Oh man, if I could just get a burglar to come in who has OCD, that would be amazing. Clean that shit. Yeah. See, I have cameras, but they're not in the garage. I don't care about the garage. Plus, my garage door has no handle and it's broken. So the whole right side is off the track. It's possible, but not me. Someone had run into it with a car, but it was not me. And there was definitely no alcohol involved. It was more of an age thing. Didn't know how to drive yet. Yeah, but are they in your garage? Andre, do you have a garage? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Oh, I know. I can't put a car in the garage. BC. So we're gonna listen to the closing statements and then the verdict on this guy who was just thirsty for some Gatorade. No big deal.
Your Honor, the defendant is charged with aggravated burglary, and the state must prove to you that on August the 2nd of 2024 at 40 Thistledown Lane in Springboro, Warren County, state of Ohio, that the defendant trespassed upon the property of the victims by force, threat, or deception. And that in the course of that trespass, that he committed any criminal offense. In this case, that would be a theft offense. And that during the course of that burglary, that he was in possession of a deadly weapon. So just walking through the elements of the case, the defendant has no permission to be present on the property of the victims, that this is an occupied residence. We know that Mr. and Mrs. Hunsaker were present. They were asleep upstairs. Just entering the garage itself as an attached garage would be sufficient for trespass upon an occupied residence. We know, based upon the timing of the video and the contact motion sensors for the security system for the Hunsakers, that the defendant was present in the home, in the garage, for approximately a half an hour before he entered the residence. We also know, by the lack of a ring camera, that he did not simply walk up to the house thinking it was his own. You know, walking straight up the driveway to the garage would have put him within the range of the ring camera. Certainly did not go up to the front door and as if to walk into his own residence. That would have activated the ring camera. The inference, the logical conclusion, the circumstantial evidence that the court can rely on is that, in fact, by deception, secretly, he entered from that left side of the garage in order to avoid those spotlights on the motion sensor on the top of that garage. He entered secretly within the property. That's a trespass. It's trespassing upon an occupied residence. That in and of itself would be that 4th degree felony, trespass to a habitation. So what's the evidence that, and we know that he was in possession of that knife. The court's seen it, of course, we're able to look at that. We know that he was in possession of a deadly weapon during the course of that conduct. So the question then is, during the time and his intent, his knowledge really to engage in a theft offense can occur after the trespass has already occurred. So we know from the motion sensors he was in that garage for about a half an hour, and then he apparently worked up the courage to enter the Hunsaker's residence. So even before we get to the entering the residence itself, let's talk about the evidence if you want to believe that somehow the court cannot consider any of these statements that were in the letter that he sent, that he was intoxicated by, because by his own statement, that's voluntary intoxication. He cannot justify his conduct by doing that, right? He's voluntarily taking methamphetamine. He's voluntarily taking THC edibles. He's voluntarily taking Xanax, drinking alcohol. Those things are simply not a legal justification for his conduct. He cannot do that. The law does not allow it, rightfully so, because we as citizens in the community cannot allow people to use that as an excuse for criminal conduct. So we know he's there within the house. And we know, I mean, if you look at that, the contents of that garage are not in any way similar to where the residence where the defendant's been living by his own admission for 2 to 3 months, right? There's 3 cars in there, 2 very high value cars. There's a big sign that says the Hunsakers established 1985. I mean, it's obvious this is not his house. So he works up the courage to finally enter the residence. And we know what time he did that, right? It was 3:24 a.m. under color of darkness at night. He doesn't have the right to be in their home at that hour. And what does he do? We know he enters, but whatever he did at that time didn't go out into the living room, because we don't have the living room motion sensor activated until later. So what happens? He goes in and he starts looking for food to eat, things to drink, things that are not his. He does not have a right to them. And frankly, it does not matter for purposes of these charges that they are relatively low value things. People should be safe and secure in their homes, regardless of what the defendant's intent is to take from them. Again, once he enters through that door, and we know which door he came through, it is obvious he is not in his own home. He does not walk into the wreckage of Miss Brookman's deceased father's bedroom. He walks into the breezeway, right, that faces another door. No, he's hunting.
He says that because during the trial, they showed pictures of this guy's home, and where the pantry is in this house. So you walk in, and if you were in his home and you turned right, there's this tiny closet bathroom that's a mess. And then you go through a mess to get to his bedroom, um, where it's just a hoarder bad. There's food everywhere. They had a picture of where they found his knife, and he puts the picture down. I I wonder if I have the picture. He puts the picture down, and there's stuff all over the place. I do have that photo. I'm gonna show it to you. I think this one's it right here.
This, no, I don't think these are stupid questions, but
Okay, that's not too
no
bad. That's
pantry
his
there, no other room attached.
that's the pantry in the other house. It's the bathroom in his house.
During your search of information from Detective Hogan.
So this is his bedroom. Um, the knife is right here. So the police took a picture of where they found the knife and all this. And when he put the photo down, he was saying things like, "Do you see the?" He was talking to the police officer. "Do you see the knife?" And the officer was like, "Yes." Like, what do you mean you see the knife? And I felt like it was, one of those picture books where you had to find the hidden objects. Right here, right here it is. Now, unfortunately, I just messed up because now I have to find out where we were in the other one.
People should be safe and secure in their homes.
Yes, they
It doesn't
should.
matter for this charge. If what he wants is something to drink and something to eat that aren't his, he's committed the theft offense. He is no more entitled to walk into a corner convenience store and take a Gatorade and candy bars and granola bars and crackers than he is to go into the Hunsaker's house. And if he went into a corner store and did that, he would also be guilty of a theft offense. So that's all the state has to prove. And again, he is legally prohibited from saying, well, I was so high, I didn't know what I was doing. He can't do that. He cannot use it as a legal justification. But regardless of that, it doesn't matter how high he was. Any person, you can see, these are not the same places. There is no way that the court can rely upon this concept that he thinks he is entitled to this, that he is allowed to do it, even if that were the law, which it isn't. So we know then that he takes things that are not of his, that have a value that's greater than zero. That's all the state needs to prove for purposes of proving an aggravated burglary in this case. We know by his own admission, he tells them where his knife is. It's upstairs in Brooke's room. That's the knife he's in possession of. That's an aggravated burglary, a felony of the first degree. The defendant was present in their home. He had no right to be there, an occupied residence with the intent to commit a theft offense while in possession of a deadly weapon. Justin Cherry is guilty of aggravated burglary, and the court should convict him of that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. View. Mr. Aldridge.
Thank you, Your Honor. As I indicated at the beginning of this trial, Your Honor, Mr. Cherry agrees with a lot of what the prosecutor has presented today. He does not deny that he is that person in that video. Clearly, he is that person in that video. Officers knew him. They recognized him instantly from that video, and DNA confirmed that. And he did not deny at any point that that was not him in that video. He also does not deny that he had no right to be present in that residence. He did not know the Hansakers. He did not have any permission to be there. This is not a situation where he had any legal right to be present in their residence. And clearly they were at home at the time that he was present in their residence. However, just because he trespassed in their residence does not mean that he committed the crime of aggravated burglary. The state has to prove the additional elements that elevate a simple trespass up to a aggravated burglary.
He did have the knife on him. It's in the
fact
video.
that he had a weapon on him is one of those factors. Don't dispute that he had the knife on him. However, I think it's important for the court to take consideration that knife was sheathed. It was on his belt. There's no indication it was ever unsheathed or used in any way. More importantly, however, is the basic elements here. He has to have trespassed by force, stealth, or deception. That simply did not happen. Clearly, the testimony was that the garage door was left open overnight. He did not force it open. He did not break into it. He didn't take a crowbar and pry it open to gain entry to the house. There was no deception involved here. He did not pretend to be somebody he wasn't. Nothing along those lines were at all alleged. So state here
So lucky.
is focusing on the stealth aspect. And I think the state is presenting a situation that's a little bit more convoluted than what actually happened. There was an open garage door. Mr. Cherry mistakenly thought it was his own residence and walked in. He didn't avoid trying to trigger any cameras. I don't even know if he realized there were cameras there. There was very insufficient testimony to establish what range these cameras actually had, what triggered them, where he would have had to walk to trigger them. It's all speculation on what path he took to walk into that garage. The court saw the photographs.
Hearsay.
It's a large 2-car garage, large driveway. He just simply walked up this driveway. Whether or not the floodlight was triggered, again, inconclusive. There was no testimony on whether that floodlight was or wasn't triggered, or even if it was in operation that day. At night, with no lights, obviously it is difficult to tell exactly where you're at sometimes in that garage. In the daylight, the photographs, very clearly, those are two very different buildings, very different garages. One had cars, one didn't. But the fact is they both did have some similarities. There were garages, there were tool chests, they were cluttered. At night and not being fully aware of your surroundings, I think it's entirely possible to misjudge exactly where you were at. The prosecutor points out to the large sign that had the homeowner's name on it. But again, this is at night. There's no lights on. There's no indication that that sign was even visible at 2:30 in the morning. The prosecutor also pointed out that the court has to look at the circumstantial evidence here that point to the elements of the offense, specifically the theft offense. But I would argue the circumstantial evidence here points exactly to the opposite. There's no evidence at all that Mr. Cherry had any intent to commit a criminal offense in that residence. Specifically, the state alleges that he entered that residence with the intent to commit a theft offense. That is simply not true, and it can be very clearly seen by the photographs that we have seen of that residence. There were numerous items that could easily have been taken by Mr. Cherry, that he could have easily have turned around and sold to support his drug habit. He did not take any of those items. He didn't open up any drawers looking for items. He didn't go through tool chests with high value tools in them. There were very expensive cars sitting in the garage that he easily could have taken one of the vehicles and just left with it. The video very clearly shows him somewhat bewildered, just kind of wandering around that garage, not looking for things, not hunting for things to steal, just simply trying to figure out where in the world he is. Same inside. He's in the house. There's various items he could have taken. There's no indication that he even tried to take any of those items, except when he wandered in the pantry and drank a Gatorade. And obviously thinking he was at home, just left the Gatorade sitting there. Again, putting this in context, if he had any intent to steal things, he wouldn't have left a half-drinking Gatorade sitting on the floor. So I do think it's important for the court to take into consideration circumstantial evidence here to determine what Mr. Cherry's intent was when he entered that residence. And clearly, the intent was not to commit a crime, not to commit a theft. The intent was, he was mistaken. He didn't know where he was. He mistakenly entered the residence. When he came to his senses, realized where he was, he left. He's been upfront about this. He wrote a letter to the prosecutor explaining all of this. He's not denying that that is what happened. And clearly, he's just not guilty of aggravated burglary here. He is very
He's
sorry.
clearly
that
not
he put the
guilty.
homeowners through this. He knows he was in the wrong. He knows he is guilty of something, but not what the prosecution is alleging.
Are you saying that consuming the Gatorade and the snacks does not constitute theft?
I would argue that it could constitute theft in a certain situation, but my argument here is that he was not intending to steal those items because he believed he had the right to those items because he didn't know where he was. He did not intend to steal those items from the Houndsuckers because he didn't know he was in their residence. He thought he was at home. He thought he had the right to those items. And I think that's what the court has to look at is his intent in consuming those items. The intent was not to steal them. The intent was he thought they were his.
Okay, thank you. Any rebuttal?
Your Honor, just in response, I think it's important that the court understands that the law is not what Mr. Cherry wishes that it was. It's what it is. And you know, the state doesn't have to prove that Mr. Cherry went about brandishing his knife. We have to show that he possessed it. You can see that he possesses it during the time that he committed the offense, right? The state has to prove that he committed this offense by force, stealth, or deception. Deception doesn't really apply here. He didn't like show up and say, "I'm a plumber, please let me in." But certainly, the case law, the law is clear that turning a doorknob and opening a closed door is sufficient force for force. Same as if an unlocked window was left and the defendant opened the window. That's sufficient. That's force. Going about at night at 2:30 at night in the dark, avoiding the lights, that's stealth. I mean, that's sufficient evidence for stealth. That in and of itself. The defendant's wish and desire to minimize this case doesn't mean he has not accomplished and committed this offense. You know, I think this whole question regarding, well, we don't know if the floodlights come on. Well, we do know that he didn't approach that way because the floodlights area of motion sensor overlaps with the ring cameras, and the ring camera covers the whole front of the yard other than that area that's kind of blocked by the edge of the garage. And so clearly if he had walked up and not close enough to set off the ring camera, he would have set off the floodlights. And so the court can reasonably infer from that in fact, he approached the garage by secret in the dark and approached in order to avoid those. Again, the state doesn't have to prove that the defendant entered the residence with the intent. It's that he trespassed, which is both enter and remain. In the case law, the law is clear. You can develop the intent to commit another criminal offense after you've already committed the trespass and you are unlawfully on the property. So again, what the defense and what Mr. Cherry wishes the law is not what the law is.
Yes.
Right? What the state has to prove is what Mr. Cherry has already committed. I think that the court can reasonably also infer from his multiple statements that he's well aware of this, that he's well aware of what he did, right? When he's first contacted by law enforcement, by Officer Scott, he acts as though he has no idea what this is about. He doesn't know, right? And we're talking within hours of the time that he fled to their house, and by his statement claims to have told Miss Goodman that he did this. And yet when the police show up there, roust him off of the couch, he acts as if he doesn't know why they would be doing this, right? So his first place is the place that he, when looking at his credibility, right, he's denying because he doesn't know that in fact they have evidence against him. And as they give information to him, then he is willing to make some, okay, well
Thank you,
then I will
Beck.
also
Thank you,
minimize
thank
to
you,
this,
thank
and I
you.
will also minimize to this, right? Once they tell him, well, we have a video of you in the garage, we see you. Then his statement is, well, I woke up in the garage and I said, how did I get here? And I ran away. Well, we know that's not true. We know he was in the house, and we know he left shortly after going around the house just before 5 a.m. But he doesn't know that, right? He doesn't know. He's only trying to make excuses, and which is what Mr. Cherry's done throughout this whole case, right? He's just trying to make excuses for the criminal conduct that he committed. Once he knows, after the case is indicted and his lawyers reviewed with him, and that in fact there's lots of evidence, that there's DNA evidence that you were in the house, right? There's the motion sensor log that shows you were in the house. Then he's got to come up with some other excuse for his conduct. And he falls back on the one that he's used for years, which is, I'm a drug addict, right? Despite the fact that he originally told the detective, Hogan, that he had just taken a couple of THC gummies. Now, in order to justify himself and to make excuses for himself, he knows nobody is the court's not going to believe that he ate 3 gummies, right, THC gummies, and that somehow he was so blotted he didn't know what he was doing. So he needed to fall back and lie in order to make excuses and say, oh, by the way, I was been taking meth. Like, the more drug addict I am, the more likely you're going to believe that I didn't know what I was doing, right? But in fact, the court cannot rely on anything that he said. We don't know whether he was intoxicated at all during the time he committed these offenses, because the evidence we have is that he was up and moving around and doing things. So again, and he doesn't know, and he doesn't understand that, in fact, saying that I was very intoxicated is in fact not a defense to the case. He's just trying to make excuses, right? So if you are looking at the veracity of Mr.
They're charging him with aggravated burglary, which means he's probably going away for a bit, because he entered someone's home while they were there. He stole things, Gatorade, and he had a knife on him.
Cherry, in order to rely on him for the last little question here is, did he actually believe he was in his house and eating his own food, and so didn't have an intent to commit theft? Well, he's going to try to push you to that place when in fact he's never been consistent about it at all. So the evidence that we have is that he was unlawfully trespassing in an occupied residence by force, by stealth, and while there, he committed a theft offense. He took property that was not his. He had no right or entitlement to, and he knew that. He knew it was not his house. There is no way you can look at those two houses and think they're the same. And that he was in possession of a deadly weapon. Mr. Cherry has committed an aggravated burglary, no matter what his wishes may be, and the court should find him guilty of that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. View.
The part that got me the most was when he pointed out specifically to this guy that he went into this house with a knife, and this guy was ready with a gun. If he would have went upstairs, he would have been dead.
I want to look at a couple of things, and we will reconvene at 2 o'clock for a verdict.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. We're back on the record, State of Ohio versus Justin Cherry. Case number is 24CR41622. Somewhat outside the evidence here, we have an individual who has had a drug problem for pretty much as long as I've been here, which is 15 years, maybe A little less than that. It's
The
hard to
judge
remember
knows him.
exactly when he appeared. He's charged with aggravated burglary. There are 3 sections dealing with breaking and entering burglary or aggravated burglary. One did he enter the premises with the purpose of committing a theft offense? Or any crime. Did he have a deadly weapon? The thing that seems to distinguish burglary, aggravated burglary, and breaking and entering is possession of a deadly weapon. If you find that he entered the premises with the purpose to commit a criminal offense or a theft offense. So it's difficult when people are on 4-day meth binges because they kill people. They kill their friends when they're on a 4-day meth binge and they don't remember it. I'm just citing things that have happened in this courtroom. It's amazing that someone wasn't injured here. A confrontation would have probably left Mr. Cherry dead because he had a knife and a homeowner for his own protection, and rightfully so, lawfully possessed a firearm in his own home.
Yeah, that was a spoiler. I thought the prosecutor said that, not the judge. Sorry.
For the very purpose of what happened here. Fortunately for Mr. Cherry, he didn't wake anyone. It's difficult to determine why he entered these premises. So basically, I have to look at the circumstantial evidence in the case. He was looking around in that garage, just observing, never took anything, and maybe he never intended to take anything. But then he took it a step further, and he opens the door of the main residence, enters the main residence, and decides to help himself to snacks, basically. But it's a theft offense. You can't excuse it by him being totally out of it. We wouldn't excuse a murder when they were totally out of it. At some point in time, you have to come to grips that addictions, even with no real intent, is going to lead to a bad result. And that's what we have here. I find Mr. Cherry guilty of aggravated burglary. Now, I ordered a PSI on the felony 5. I really don't think I need a PSI on this case. Mr. View, do you see any reason why we should not proceed with sentencing?
If the court doesn't need a pre-sentence investigation and is prepared to proceed, the Hunsuckers are present. I think they would like to make a statement to the court in regards to sentencing, and we would be prepared to go forward with sentencing today if the court is prepared. I do think that if Mr. Cherry requested pre-sentence investigation, I think the court, I don't think the court has to order one, even if they requested.
Well, I've already ordered one, and as a matter of fact, the box was checked on it, and I just signed it, but I saw it was there, and I knew I was doing it. So do you want a pre-sentence investigation?
I do think it would be appropriate, Your Honor, considering the circumstances. I don't know if we need I always forget my levels, but the full one, but I think at least some level of pre-sentence investigation would be useful to the court.
Okay. I'll order a pre-sentence investigation in this case as well. And if you would get a date for sentencing, Mr. Aldridge.
Of course, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Hi, Michael. Get back to work, Sheriff. Get back to work. So, because they want to PSI, we don't get to hear the sentence, but we heard the verdict. He's guilty, which means he's going away for a bit, a long bit for Gatorade. I mean, Andrea, they put him through the the outpatient. They put him through the programs, and he's still doing what he's doing. I mean, I don't know how else he helps someone. I just don't know. Nobody knows because we keep seeing people in court like this. But nope, he won't. Nope, he's going to prison. He knows he's going to prison. Everybody knows he's going to prison. He's going to prison. Well, me too. Me too, Michael. I just am so safe and secure in my little home. Oh, the water boy. Maybe this is a conspiracy too. Maybe he wasn't actually in there. Maybe that dog guy's neighbor did this to him too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what he was crying about in the as soon as he was arrested, because he knows he's going to prison. That's all he kept saying. I can't believe I'm going back to prison. I can't believe I have to go back to prison. Because aggravated, I mean, if it was just burglary, maybe he had a chance, but it's aggravated burglary, so they don't have a choice. But then again, you go to prison and then you work through those levels and then you get out. So even no matter what his sentence is, I mean, they don't keep you in there very long anymore. You get out. All right, it's time for Fleischer. It's time to go to Texas, guys. We're on our way. Remember the other day we had a conversation about food? Yeah, we have a conversation about food every day. But remember the other day I said, if you have to move to either Louisiana or Texas, and the only decision you can use, you have to base it on food only, just food. Hey, Marty. Um, so it was, I don't know, I think it was like split in this chat. Well, I've been asking my customers that, especially people who are traveling, like Nebraska. There was a guy from Nebraska today, and another person from I think it was Mississippi, came in today. When I'm at work, most people say Texas. They almost all say Texas. Nobody says Louisiana. A couple of you said Louisiana. I can't decide, but Texas is getting a lot of love with that question. Texas. Let's go to Texas. And guess what I found out while I was watching this video? Oh, I have to move myself. Oh, forget it. His arm's in the way. Guess what I found out while I was watching this video on this day? This little thing he has there, it's called a pocket square, guys. Now you know. Pocket square.
I will test you 31 days from today. Do you understand? If you stop smoking as of today, then you will be fine with me. If you don't, and I test you in 31 days and you test positive, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? What do you do for a living, Mr. Is it Barois? Okay. What are you doing for a living?
recently since Monday, got with staff and agents to pay slips. So it's not guaranteed I always go out and work, but as long as I show up, you know. But I'm currently looking for, I'm using other sources to find a better job.
I will give you a lawyer today, Mr. Barois, but I'm going to reset you 2 weeks from today. And I want to see what you've done to get a job, a full-time, legitimate, no healthcare, home healthcare job. Do you understand? I'm not want you out there just doing nothing, especially when you've got 2 very serious cases open. Do you understand? Okay. Stephen, do you mind giving an application? I'm going to give you an application. You already have one. Okay, so bring it on up. We'll file it. I'll have you speak to a lawyer today. So we will reset 2 weeks. He's got to come back to show us what he's done. Her job, and then I'll put notes in the system that he's got to test 31 days from today. Okay. All right, Mr. Baron. Good luck, sir.
Did we ever see this defense attorney before?
Okay, counsel, tell me.
Your Honor, he does want to stay on.
Okay.
He told me
I'm okay with that. And look, if he wants to, great.
What he can do.
There has to be some kind of
I
concept.
understand. He said he has moved up. He's a manager of a restaurant. He's supposed to be at work at 3 p.m. today. And so he doesn't want to lose his job. He does understand the 3 days as a condition, you know, and he's fine with that. He said he has his mom and sister came in from Beaumont last night and are at his apartment. And so he's not wanting to lose his job and be in jail now.
Does he have any kind of vacation or time off that he can take within the next couple weeks? Because I'm not going to let him do it within, I want it now.
I understand. And I said, let me go speak to the judge and see if we can get this done next week or.
Amenable because I don't want him to lose his job, but I want him to do the jail time fast. I'm not going to wait for a long
in the
time.
next 2 weeks. I can
So
go
ask him.
find out.
Yeah, let him know, and I'm okay with it. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, for sure.
They're gonna pick the winner.
Yeah. Okay.
Your Honor, what? Having signs.
Already?
Is it here 2 days?
What do we do?
I'm sorry, 30 days.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that's.
Yes, he was. Laura, you're so smart.
No, yeah, it'll take.
Are we doing on the tampering or interference? So we're doing 30 credit for what? Oh, he's about to get out. He gets out tomorrow. How's jail? You know, there's some people who learn from their mistakes. And so there are some people who just keep coming back over and over and over, and they continually shoot themselves in the foot and make their lives just suck. You know, this life is a journey, right? It can be a great journey it can be fun with vacations. You go to Capri with supermodels, you know, just, it really can be a great life, or it can be an absolutely miserable one where you're in and out of jail. You have conviction after conviction. You never work. You never end up with money because of all these damn convictions. And then what, you know what? You think you will ever have a happy life without money? Life sucks without money. It really does. And the more convictions, Mr. Trim, that you get, the more boneheaded moves you make while you're out there in the free world, you're literally taking money away from yourself because you keep tacking on convictions. We're not asking for much. Straighten up and fly right, man. You know, you've worked out an agreement. You've got 2 open cases with us. You've got the tampering with the government record. You also have the interference. On the tampering cases, or on the tampering case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The agreement is 30 days in jail. Credit for the 9 days that you've done. They're going to dismiss the interference case. This charge will go on your record. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any cases that you pick up in here. And if you're not smart enough and not mature enough to stop picking up cases, you will do every day of 90 days, Mr. Trim, over and over, because I will remember you. And I'm going to be here at least for the next, I have jurisdiction over you for the next 5 years. And if I see you, it's not going to go well. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you're giving up a bunch of rights by entering into this agreement. You don't want a trial. You don't want to talk to witnesses. You don't want to confront and cross-examine your accusers. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you're done with this forever. If I remember this case, this is the one where it's a 48,000 gig from the 85-year-old.
That's the felony case.
That's, you know what that's what I mean. That's a felony case. Come on, dude. For real. You want money? Go get it the right way. How do you plead to this offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. Send you to the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks. Counsel.
Your Honor, he is able to do the 12th, 13th, and 14th, which is the week after next week.
Go with that. He must turn himself in by, so we will extend him.
He was asking about 6 to 8 months.
So 9 months it is. Do you mind bringing him out, please? So we'll do a 9-month extension. So what does he have to do now? I guess for me, the first thing I want him to do is I want him to start doing the IOP and SOP so that we know that he doesn't start using. Does he have an interlock? What does he have?
He doesn't have any issues with the device. It is a.
I'm surprised. That's surprising.
Yeah, it's a portable device.
I've done that before. Yeah, dancing.
Okay, so I'm telling him we're going to test him 31 days from today. And I mean, I'll tell him now. Is it on docket today or no?
No, Judge.
No. What do you have the cause number? Do you mind so I can make notes? Okay.
1592.
That's okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you now. I am giving you the opportunity to do this again without doing significant jail time. If you fail me again, I'm telling you, you will be doing a ton of jail time. Is this a class A or is it a class B? Expect 180 days. If you toy with us again, you will be tested for weed 31 days from today. I'm telling you, you will be tested. Perhaps we'll do 32, 33 just to be sure. If you test positive for weed, that tells me that you've continued to use and you will be doing a significant amount of time in jail. I want you to immediately start on the IOP now. I will bring you back here in 2 weeks and I want to see that you've signed up. The 12th is when you want to do the jail time, correct?
Yes, I have something next week that I just can't move around, so
Look,
yes.
I don't
Yes.
want you to lose your job, but at the same time, there has to be accountability.
Just, I don't know, for the record, if he's told you, I have started my IOP SOP. I'm 2 weeks in and I've been doing extra credit to like progress through that. I was literally in class last night. I have all the emails for my Zoom meetings as proof.
I will let Toria look into it so that we can verify it.
It's all on my phone.
You can show her.
Yes, sir.
I don't want any more slip ups.
Yes, sir.
We will bring you back here on the 12th. You come here to turn yourself in. You will do the 3 days.
Do I come directly to this court or how does that work? I don't know how that.
I guess we could order him to go to 49. I don't know. You tell me. Yeah, we can set you up to go to 49. You check in at 49.
I know where to go. Is there a certain time frame or anything?
You will get all those details. I'm just telling you what's going to happen as far as the minutia she will tell you. Okay. The details Toria will tell you.
Okay.
All I'm telling you, this is the one chance that I'm giving you.
Yes, sir.
You will not get another one.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You will be tested for weed
32.
in a little bit over a month.
Yes, sir.
You test positive, that tells me that you've continued to smoke, and that's it.
I understand. Yes,
I
sir.
expect you to live up and complete this successfully.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Mendoza.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, counsel. For sure. Okay. We're amending the conditions now. So the right. So we'll just kill it. I haven't signed it. Right. So I'm just going to delete it. So what we're going to amend it to do 3 days as a condition to begin the 12th, extend 9 months, and then he'll have to continue to check in with us. And that's it.
And Your Honor, I'm assuming I'll be discharged today. Or since we're signing a modification.
I don't, as far as that, I don't know. I would say just stay on it, just in case, because if it does muck up within the next 30 days, I'm gonna have to call you because I still want him to talk to someone,
I
you know?
understand, Your Honor, and I'm happy to do that. I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
I would say that you probably stay on just for foreseeable future.
I think the only way that.
Just log your hours with the MAC so that they know what hours you're putting in, especially if you're doing out of court hours, like any kind of research or whatnot, so that they can also pay you for that as well. And I think that you would stay on it for now because it's still an open, well, it's not an MHA. Yeah.
I honestly don't know how to do that, so.
I don't know either. Perhaps reach out to, I don't know, ask Billy, maybe she might know. I don't know. For sure. Thanks for the help. Yeah, you ready? Okay. So what is the cost number on yours again?
2287
228.
2287 061. Who is this guy?
So did we file a motion to revoke yet or no? Have you created one?
I have one. I have a copy of one. I'm assuming it was filed. I was given a copy. Let me double-
You sure it was filed on July 1st? Guys, keep it down, please.
Guys.
Okay, Mr. What'd you say?
It was filed July 1st, yeah.
Okay.
Judge, we're ready if you want to proceed to a hearing.
Come up, Mr. Lopez. You know, Mr. Lopez, when we put people on probation, we expect them to do at least some things. Give them anything.
But she actually has.
Show me.
I'd be happy to. And I can grab my stuff. If there was some, may I approach you on?
Please.
In this entire stack, Judge, he actually did have his intoxilizer. I have the receipts with the dates that are alleged in the probation violations. He also did attend IOP and he is currently enrolled in SOP, just not through the state's program. He attended the first 3 weeks. It was not a good fit and he got himself into a private SOP with Sapphire. He's seeing Dr. Rashad Skinner, who was not able to be here on short notice, but he is currently in SOP. Truthfully, he did not cover his fees, but Judge, I have financial information. He wouldn't have been able to afford those fees. There was no money left over at the end of the month. The pay stubs are in there showing what he was making. So he did do quite a bit more than the allegations allege. He did test positive for THC after leaving SATIF, which he did complete successfully. But Judge, there have been no further opiates, any other types of drugs or alcohol in any of his urinalysis since leaving SATIF.
What was that?
That was in 2023, November, is that correct?
August to November.
August to November, he was in SATIF, and they actually released him earlier because he was considered low risk.
I have a positive UA in December.
But that's for THC, is it not? Other than
Still
THC.
positive UA.
Well,
I mean, it's-
And Mr. Lopez does understand that if the court were to consider allowing him to finish his SOP through the private facility, that he would have to cease and desist any THCs, which he completely understands.
I have no idea. You know, we have courses that we use.
Why didn't he cease and desist it before? He's in front of the judge again.
You're supposed to use these courses. You can't just up and use whatever you want to use, which is what you're doing. You can't, this isn't about you, what you want to do. We have courses. We have trained specialists that we use because they trust these people. They know the program. They know what it's about. Who on earth knows what kind of program you're using? How do I know it's not run by your brother?
Judge, we did get a release. We just haven't been able to get the records in time for the court with such a short turnaround. I have been in touch with his current therapist. It is through Sapphire, which isn't.
Do you know who that is?
I don't, but
I can give you his email and telephone if you would like to confirm. He's not going to give any information over the phone other than confirm.
Yeah,
But we have.
I don't know about giving credit to some kind of outside agency who have no idea, number one. And this is, you don't do stuff on your own. And
You can tell the judge.
Your Honor, when the reason I chose that Sapphire therapy was because the first time around that I did my PTI, it was on the list that they one of the recommendations on the out of the many that they gave me from the approved therapy sessions.
And Judge, he had spoken with his officer about the fees, and of course it's hearsay and she's not available to come in, but she did tell him they would worry about those later. So he does know that the fees.
I don't care about
I know.
my least concern. I don't care about money. Money is of no concern to me. My concern is that number one, you don't use. Number two, you keep up with the device. And number three, you do your classes. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care about money. I don't care about Nothing. That's what I care about. And do you have a device now?
I have to scram.
Well, that, because I put that on you. I meant prior to that.
Sir, I have the intox lock, keep on home device. I wasn't able to get it in my car because my car's been broken down since I got it.
I hope you're not driving.
Not at all, sir.
The car is inoperable.
Are you able to verify if he has a device, Victoria? So let's do this. I'm gonna have you get with,
Wow. The judge is powerful, guys. He looks over and asks Victoria a question, and boom, she appears in the chat. She misses him as much as we do, I think. Yep.
Victoria now. I'd like to know if he has a,
Judge Ross better be being nice to you, Victoria. That's all I have to say. He's mean to us because he just won't turn on the freaking live stream. But he better be being nice to you. Or Judge Fleischer will light him up.
device, the intoxilon, when he got it, if it's operational, if it's not operational. And then he hasn't done the DWI education class. You haven't done that.
Judge, he has not done that, but he did in an effort to show you that he is serious about completing his probation. He did take a drug and alcohol awareness class before court this morning because obviously we couldn't get him to the proper class, but he did do the class that was available online before coming to court. Judge, I know, but it does show that he is making a concerted effort. The court said he hadn't done anything, and I'm just arguing that he has, in fact, done quite a bit.
Mr. Lopez does what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, now when he has court, you know.
Well, the job and
This case has been open since 2018.
Judge, I completely understand, but the allegations in the motion to revoke are things that he did not do, which in fact he did. There is the receipts for the intoxilizer for the dates that are alleged in this report.
And let's see, and that's why I'm curious, because I'd like Shatori to look into it and to see if that's in fact true or not. And then I'll have her look into it and tell me about the intoxilog, and then what courses he's done, what courses he hasn't done, and then we'll regroup.
Okay,
So just give me a second.
Stay here for a bit or
It's just
reset?
Mr. Lopez, just take a seat, don't leave, and then let me have her verify everything. And then-
Taylor.
Hi, legal fiction birthday
Day.
boy.
Hey, bud.
Without approaching on it is, I sent an email yesterday regarding Moss and Maria asked if you could read it instead of, so that she wouldn't have to zoom in, if you'd let her know if you're willing to. And so I just want to keep it in the email.
She wants a bond?
Yes, and so it's in the email, that's why I just didn't want to approach on it, ex parte, but it's in the email if you will respond. Thank you, Judge.
Happy birthday, Nicola. Everybody wish Nicola a happy birthday in chat and comments.
Oh, I thought you said you have to.
So Day, so she does have another fugitive case.
So that's what I was saying in the email, it's like, there is one, but there isn't one. So.
No. There is one. She has another case pending in another parish.
No, she has another case. I'm saying, shh, our system doesn't have another. It's like there's a hole but it has.
She has another, she's wanted from another parish in Louisiana for a completely different case.
Yes, sir.
This is Miss Moss from yesterday.
Yes, sir.
What is she wanted for in that case?
But, sorry.
And she, on top of that, she does have the out-of-county hold as well.
That's what that was, and that was what I.
So that's what that.
Because it isn't filed, it's used as a holding code, and that was, I didn't know, because I've only seen it used for out of county, so I associated it with that, and turns out it isn't, it's just a holding code, which is what this was. And so it's a failure to return vehicle.
Another one?
I don't know what the equivalent is in Louisiana, or I guess our equivalent to, because it could be theft, it could be UMV, I honestly don't know, and so.
So she has, so the first one that Paria wanted the bond on was
the larceny and the UUMV, and then this other one is, that's what the sheriff's office in Jefferson Parish told me, is that's what they call it, and obviously I wasn't gonna quiz them on it.
Are you?
So Paria can zoom in if you'd like to, she just didn't know.
Well, let me ask you, because I know she's on vacation, I don't want to bother her, right?
I mean, that's why she was waiting for an email either from you, Judge, or from me, CC.
Are you really okay with giving her a bond?
Oh, no. That was the conversation that you had previously, and I wasn't here, and so I was downstairs when you had that conversation.
I really have,
So
I have a hard time giving a bond to someone who has an injury. Does she also have another case as well?
She did, she does, sorry, she did, no, not current.
I don't, Day, I'm not gonna do it, because like you said, the minute I enter a bond, they're gonna file a new fugitive case as well.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm.
Yeah,
So I'll put Aria,
and I can email her too, because
I mean, we're all CC on the email, but.
in light that she has another fugitive case from another jurisdiction, I just don't think it's. It's just way too much drama, man. Hey, Abel. Ready?
So I just need a week longer reset than you would normally get because
Is it on?
On Stephen Garcia, as we complete discovery, have a meeting, decide what direction we're going. CWI seconds, that's either going to be a clear trial and early. Those are our options, right?
Well, it's only 110 days old, right?
Yeah, right. So, but the date that I was given, I'm asking, was, what date was it?
September 18th.
Oh,
And I asked if we could
yeah,
go to
if he
the
needs more
bond.
time, it's only 110. So if you,
Okay.
yeah, if you need, I don't care, whatever you want.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Aaron. Good morning.
We're pushing on Mr. Coffer.
Yeah, okay.
He's in the box.
Yeah, I mean, you can take him. He's all yours.
Okay, does he need to wait for anything? I think the only condition was for him to get a job and where we set 2 weeks for
Right,
that
so I
time.
want to see what he's done. I'm gonna bring him back. I want to see what he's done, what, to
Okay,
do
but
something in his life.
for today, he's free to leave.
Yeah, for sure. Did you file, did you guys file conditions on Coffer or no? Logan, did you file conditions on Coffer by chance? What's that? Okay.
They might not have gone through, I can refile them.
I've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Saldana. If he tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do not pick up any new cases. All we want you to do is be a productive member to this society and don't get in trouble. Do you understand? So for now, yeah, what we're gonna do is we'll have conditions created. We'll have him just sign it and then he's free to go after that. So just make sure you stay in touch with him. Okay, Mr. Hoffman. For sure. Thanks, Alden.
Good morning,
Hi,
Judge.
Mr. Nolan.
Here today.
What's new?
I have an up docket, bond.
Okay, what's the cost? What's the cost number?
Cost number is, 2520099.
Cantarero.
Yes, he's here in court with the bonding company.
Okay. Do you mind bringing him up? Oh, do you need a translator?
Yes, translators here.
Okay, great. Thank you. You're ready? We can hit you up next if you're ready, Hugh. Okay?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll get you next.
Okay, thank you.
Are you Mr. Eric Cantarero Amaya?
Yes,
Sir, you are charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay, look.
Thank you, Your Honor. On May 19th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault call in Harris County. The complainant stated that the defendant was upset because the complainant changed apartments, and he was trying to drop off their child. He became aggressive and kicked the complainant in the right shin, causing her pain. The defendant then slapped her on the right side of her face, causing pain. The complainant had visible bruising to her shin, and the complainant positively ID'd the defendant.
Do you know what the relationship is?
I believe they're exes and they share a child together.
Okay.
They have children together.
Does she want to have contact with him though?
No.
She requested no contacts and a address restriction, Your Honor.
Sir, tell me, what is your immigration status? Are you in this country with or without permission? I want you to tell me, are you in this country with or without permission?
without permission.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Cantarero?
I don't know.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso.
Piensa.
Without permission.
If you go to jail, what will happen to you?
I will be deported.
That's very good. That's right. The problem is, you will sit in custody waiting for about 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. In jail, you wait until this case is over with, and then with immigration to start their proceedings. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate these conditions and keep my public safe. I will protect every person in this county. I don't care who it is. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies Catherine Jasmine Teleles Baralaga as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Me
Yes.
too.
If you violate this, I will put you in jail. And if you are unlucky enough, you will be there for a very long time. This is the only warning that you're going to get from me. The other thing I'm going to tell you now is you have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Newley. If he comes back and he tells me that you're playing games, that you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
¿Entiendes? Yes.
For now, I will have you go to Billy. We will have you sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions.
Stop. Who's Billy? Who's Billy? Guys, do you see a Billy? He's messing with us. I know Victoria was there because remember he called her, he summoned her. Where's this Billy dude? I'm going to keep looking.
We will have you sign it, and then after that, you'll be free to go. I know. Does he have any prior criminal history? Logan?
So then we can see, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you guys have a bond recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, at $2,500.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested before?
¿Alguna vez ha sido usted arrestado? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí o no?
No.
No.
I believe
Yo creo.
everybody deserves a chance. And so I will give you a PR bond now, Mr. Cantarero. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000. But like I said, this is the only one that you are going to get from me. You become a danger to any single person in the public, or you violate these conditions, or you don't stay in touch with Mr. Newley. I will take that PR bond so fast, your head's going to be spinning in 3 different directions. Okay. All right, Mr. Newley. So we need him to just sign everything. Just tell him to just wait for a while and then we'll let him go for you. Okay. So I need a PR bond, please. Okay. Please. Yeah, just a normal reset and then, but we need the state conditions so that he can't leave until he signs. Yeah. Yeah, please. Okay, Hugh, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Come up. What's his name again?
Mr. Taylor, Brandon Taylor.
That's right. Brandon Taylor, come up. Oh, hey, I also need a PSR, Tracy. I'm sorry, I forgot. Just whenever you have time, it's no rush. You know, Mr. Taylor, you may not regret this tomorrow. You may not regret this next week. Perhaps a year or 2 from now. But
I
at
think
some
you're
point,
right.
you're going to regret this.
I think you're
You're
right.
going to say to yourself, why did I not take the opportunity to get this done? Actions have consequences, and your failure to come here for an entire year, you've now will leave here with a DWI conviction. It will be there on your record for the rest of your life. And I hope from now on, if you ever pick up another criminal case, you understand that we mean business and that you take it seriously. Because when you don't, there are very, very serious consequences, as you will now see at some point. You're charged, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement, they're offering you 3 days in jail. Credit for the 1 day that you've done. You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this. Do you understand? This will go on your record. You can never take this off. Do you understand? The only other advice I'm going to give you is that if you ever get pulled over in the future, the first thing an officer does, they're going to run your criminal history. They're going to see this DWI. If they roll up to your window and you have even the faintest smell of alcohol, even the faintest smell of any kind of dope, they will arrest you. They will charge you with a DWI. What we are doing today, this 3 days credit for one, will not happen again. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. And if you could not think how to get home on a night of drinking, smoking, or whatever you're doing, and you pick up a boneheaded DWI second, you will be doing a lot of time in custody. Do you understand?
Sure.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, sir?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, send you to 3 days in jail. Credit for one, I will suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. Please see the clerk.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, you.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
Brock.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
Good job, you.
How are you this morning?
Is your client here?
Ms. Vasquez is actually on docket for tomorrow.
Oh, got it.
I actually came by to speak with the court prior to tomorrow. So this is the case, Your Honor. They filed a bond violation because she was on the docket for the 23rd. And I told her her appearance was waived. So she came, she did her UA. And the court said for her to come back on the 25th because we hadn't gotten the results back yet. We came back on the 25th. The results were negative. She was present, I was present. We got a reset for her to enter PTIs. She's been approved, she's been accepted. We're just waiting on the assessment date.
They called her for 2 different times to come and do another UA, and she failed to appear 2 more times.
So on the 25th, when we were present, we asked that she need to go by and do one. And you said because she did the one on the 23rd and it was negative, she didn't have to go on the 25th.
Okay.
I don't know about the 2 other times, but when I looked at the bond violation, they only said the
You
25th.
look and get with Tracy to figure out.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then, I mean, if I told you that, I'm gonna hold to it, right?
Yes,
I'm
Your
not
Honor.
gonna ding her on something that I told her. But they filed 2 different violations saying that she didn't go when they called her to test. So I don't know. Will you
Yes, sir.
ask her and see
Let me
what they
check
say and
with
then
make
just
sure, but
let me
from
know?
what I saw, it looks like they're saying the 25th is when she didn't come by.
Well, I don't care about that one because I already told you that she could go, you know?
Yes, Your Honor.
But let's see, is there another date? I don't know.
Let me check to see, Your Honor.
Please.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Your Honor.
John D.
Judge,
Okay, tell me, John.
I got a handful, Judge.
It's
First
okay.
2 that we're gonna definitely have to talk about. First one is Caldwell. Apparently, state just realized that co-defendant, which has a lower cause number, is in court 10. So it looks like we may have to transfer that to court 10.
Even after this,
They just told me that. I mean, I think Todd just caught it.
okay.
So we'll probably have to reset that just to,
No.
you want to just do
We
it?
do, if it's, no, there's no sense in delaying the
I
inevitable.
mean, whatever, Judge. I mean, it's gonna get.
Have Billy generate the transfer order now so that we can just, and then, so what I would imagine happen, once the transfer takes, once she signs it, then she'll appoint, I guess, a new lawyer, unless,
Yeah, or she reaches out to me, and I mean, however, Judge Jackson wants to do it, no worries.
okay, who's next?
Mr. Ebi,
Oh, Richardson? Is he back there? Is he out of jail? What?
but in any case, Judge, what's going on is they are refiling, they refiled it as a, UCW felon. So as soon as he gets
Oh,
here,
there's a summons outstanding.
yeah,
Are you waiting for him to get going upstairs and then you're gonna kick it or what?
Exactly, yeah, I already filed the felony, so, I intended, and I sent them the summons, and the other 2 defendants that I sent summons the same day already showed up, so I know he's skipping it. But
We have a lot of, I mean, if I remember, I think he shows up. He's
he showed up,
usually pretty
last
good
sitting,
about.
and that's when I was reminded to do it, so that, like, shortly thereafter, I refiled these felonies last 2 weeks ago.
So let's do this. I want him to show up. So I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
sure, he's waived today, Judge. We
he
can
is
make
late
it-
today, so I'm asking for a required settings, and at that point, we
Yes.
can click on that and dismiss.
okay, so let's set it out for a week.
I won't be here next week, Judge. So, okay, just.
The 12th?
Yeah, so I'll be back on that. So can we just reset it for that week? Okay.
Pick a day, any day that week, SFBF. Okay,
Judge, next one is Mr. Flores. And they just gave me an offer that I need to evaluate. And get-
it's only 20 days.
Yeah, so.
No,
there's
John,
way-
it's
Take 'em back.
not.
It says he's supposed to be here.
Yeah, it is, but I don't see him tonight. Do you want to set it for a bond forfeiture or do you want to give him a normal reset?
No, I mean,
2 weeks?
SFBF, yeah. SFBF 2 weeks.
Got it.
Okay,
Ms. Scott, Judge, they just gave us an offer. Situation.
Chuckwinet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's only 84, whatever you want,
Normal reset.
for sure.
And then Mr. Wright, who's in custody, will be before you to complete a 15 months defer deal. This is one that we wanted to bring him back today, put him on defer so we can supervise him. He's the one that you took into custody on Tuesday. And you called me, you said a couple of days. Because you thought it was
No,
Monday.
no, no, I remember, I'm just.
I don't remember him. I'm thinking.
God, why did we not do a TRAS? Ugh, we should have done a TRAS 2 days ago. Damn it. 180. I'd like to do a TRAS. Okay,
I mean, can you do it? I mean, if he's right, we can do it, we can do the defer, we can set him up for a TRAS immediately, tomorrow, whenever. Right.
do you remember Mr. Wright? He came in here, he's smoking kush. I'd like to do a TRAS to see what they recommend as far as,
Okay.
I told you that we would let him out. And I don't want to go back on it, but at the same time, if I do that, if I let him out, is he going to show up to do a TRAS? Number one. Number two, is he going to remain negative or is he going to start using as soon as we let him out? Stephen, do you mind bringing him out, please?
Want to stop him?
Yeah.
I mean,
My only concern is I don't want him to use, that's it, and not because I think that that's what the anger stems from, or, I mean, again, I don't know.
well, once he goes on a defer, that's a condition. Defer to go to TRAS and he misses it, he's in violation. He doesn't have much of a choice, does he, Jason?
Let me see. You said conditions on who, Trey?
Sorry, Jerry, what was that?
Oh, there we go, missing it.
No. I'm sorry, I gotta bring up this guy.
You are never late.
So the judge wants to talk to you about the terms of the defer. There's certain things that you're expected to do. Obviously, you gotta, stop doing the push, the K2 thing. He's gonna want you to go to a TRAS, which is an interview with the probation department so that they can kind of evaluate your case and see what's best for you. That's gonna have to happen like ASAP. So he wants to make sure that he puts you on this defer today. You're gonna follow those T's and C's, cross your T's and dot your I's, because there's no wiggle room. If you don't do it and you relapse, it's gonna be either in treatment or jail time.
Jail. How's jail?
I don't do my job.
Order in the court.
I want you to go home to your son, but I first want you to work on yourself first. Got to take care of yourself first before you start taking care of other people, especially when there's a little boy involved or a little girl involved, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It just, they're going to end up like you, whether you want it or not. And I'm going to tell you now, life really sucks when you have a 16-year-old that is off the rails. It really sucks, because imagine trying to control someone like you. It's probably not fun. You know, your parental figure, whoever was around in your life. What goes around comes around. So what I'd like to do is this. I want you to do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. I don't know what they're going to assess. I want you to be honest. And I want you to do this evaluation. They're going to tell us what's best for you. The idea is that we figure out why you're using and where the anger comes from and how to quell the anger before you do something that you can eternally never come back from. Because that's the idea. I mean, there's a steady progression of anger here, and you continue to pick up cases. Hopefully, it doesn't progress and you graduate to a felony status. I want to try to prevent that. And it starts with being sober. And if you can't, then we have to figure out why. That's the rub. That's what we're going to do. Do you want me to let you out? I'm going to test you like crazy. I want you to know that now. I'm going to test you 2 times a week, so I know that you're not using. The first time you come up positive, I will put you back in orange. I will not let you out again. I promise you. Do you understand? I want you to do NA classes 3 times a week, and I want proof that you're doing it. Do you understand? How soon can we get Mr. Wright on the TRAS? Today's what, Thursday? I'm going to let you out today, Mr. Wright. You will come back to me Monday. You will test again on Monday. When you're out there, do not use. Do you understand? I'm not going to play this game with you again. Report to me here Monday morning. If you do, and you've stayed clean all weekend, all will be well. It will be well between us.
Order in the court.
Cool.
Do you want to do the defer today or do it Monday?
No, I want to do the TRAS first to see what it says, so that he knows. The problem is that, you know, I want you to know what's expected of you before you sign papers, because it's not fair for you to sign papers now and then we tell you and you're like, no, I don't want to do all that. So I want you to know exactly what's expected of you before you get on paper. Forewarned is fair warned, Mr. Wright. All right? Okay, man. So by Monday, I want 2 NA, Narcotics Anonymous classes that you've done. You can do it either in person or you can do it online. And I want a piece of paper showing me the date, the time, where you did it, so I can verify it. If you have not done it, you know what's going to happen. All right. Thanks, John D. So I don't know whether I have to reinstate or give him another PR bond, but I'll check it out now before we leave. Counsel.
I'm reapproaching.
Just a second.
Please, just give me a second.
Step all the way up.
Good morning, Mr. Herndon. We got you back. Took a while. So from what I understand, you've picked up a new case. you now stand charged with another criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. So essentially, I don't know if you remember, but you were found guilty by a jury. We were going to do sentencing on you, and you failed to appear for sentencing. So I have to sentence you on the original trial case that you skipped out on. I don't have a court reporter today because she's out, but we're going to try to get it done tomorrow so I can sentence you on that case. We'll do probable cause in this case now, and then after that, I'll just put you back and then we'll do sentencing tomorrow. We did try to reach you ad nauseum with regards to the appeal you filed. We sent you letters. We sent you emails. We made phone calls to you. Nothing ever came about that. Nothing was ever returned. So the appellate court essentially dismissed the appeal. So now what's left is just to sentence you on the original guilty verdict and for you to just wait that time out. I don't want to basically say anything yet, and I don't want to ask you. I'll let you say stuff on the record when I get a reporter here, so you can say anything that you want to say. But I guess for now, let's just do probable cause in your new case, please.
Judge, on July 30th, 2024, officers at Bush IAH Airport Terminal C baggage claim area recognized the defendant by name and sight as someone who they have given multiple trespass warnings to get off the airport property.
When was this? Did they say what he was doing there?
Offense date was the 30th, and he has 2 previous trespass warnings. One of them was on July 27th, and the former one was June 16th.
Okay.
And the staff at the airport had given him a verbal criminal trespass warning to stay off the airport property both times.
Mr. Herndon, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on the new trespass case. I'm going to order you as a condition of your bond, do not go back to Bush International Airport unless you have an actual flight that has been scheduled that requires you to be there. If you do not have an actual business at the airport, do not go back. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you mind filing those conditions, please? Jason?
I can't do it, but.
Or if you mind having them.
Sounds great, Lori.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Herndon?
Lori's so responsible, guys.
I have appointed Mr. Sims to represent you. I hope that you'll accept the appointment. If you don't, that's okay. You're also welcome to represent yourself. You did it on the last case, but I hope that you do. We will try to get all these resolved as quick as possible, okay? So let's, for now, set this to tomorrow to see if I can get a court reporter, and then we'll conclude everything with the first case as well, okay? All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Guys, but please don't send them down because I need him to sign the new conditions. Okay. Yeah, because I need a court reporter.
Okay, I can hold it.
So, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow.
Because his beginning sentence date was 3 days. Shakara did this.
Yeah. I mean, he's. Hey, I took away the GOB. Why does it still say
I
that?
saw the order, we took the facility, we sent even a court record to the sheriff to receive it, the facility was in the sheriff's. I noticed there was still an active bond. If you want, Judge, I should call him again, but if you.
Okay, so can I just revoke it right now?
That's what we did yesterday, but then we undid it when you said you wanted to rescind it. So we can revoke.
Just
it.
revoke the GOB now. Just out of an abundance of caution because I don't want them to let him out. We'll never see him again. Just revoke it. Revoke the bond now. Set it at $100. Okay, Mr. Foreman.
Morning, Judge. I'm hearing Shakara Davis.
Yes. So we were gonna do just a normal reset?
Okay, guys, we're having two different conversations that don't mix well. Stop.
Well,
Yeah.
That's fine. I was told I needed to approach because I think there was confusion about when the felony had been picked up.
No, I think we're all good. Everything's been basically taken care of. I just,
I'm good on it. I was just told.
yeah, I just, please admonish her, just no new cases. Don't drive because there's an affidavit for her not to drive, and no weapons. As long as she can maintain out of trouble and just, then we're good.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks. The new criminal trespass. Herndon. So,
Enrolled in IOP.
okay.
I mean, that he's completed it, IOP. He has also started SOP and he starts the DWI repeat offender. No, he's completed.
Mr. Talk, come up.
If you want him to come back.
Is he on docket?
No, he's not.
What's the cost number?
2422 604.
Good job. You're doing great so far. You got the IOP done. You've started the SOP. You're doing good. You're almost there. You're close. Just keep up the good work. Don't stop, right? So all you have left is the SOP, DWI, the repeat offender education course, and then that's it. Then you're done, right?
Well, I already applied for the impact, victory impact type.
Is his name really Mr. Took? Did I miss that? Yes, they are real. I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, is it victim impact?
Yes, so we need him to do the SOP and the repeat offender and then.
Okay, so, all right, so let's first off, get the SOP done. Let's get the repeat offender class, because that's, to me, that's the most important. And then after that, we'll get you to do the victim impact panel.
September 13th is when he's expected to complete the repeat offender. So do you want to bring him back
Yeah.
after that?
Yeah, so we'll bring you back September 13th, because that's the projected completion date for the education class. Get that done. If you do that, and we're all just doing good, then we'll set you out a lot further, so you don't have to keep coming back. All right, man, make us proud. Keep it up. Yeah.
Judge,
All right. You know, okay. We're missing Judge Fleischer. We're missing him. But we're seeing stuff that we haven't seen. I mean, Linus, you saw. Legal, you saw. Jazzy, you've definitely saw. But not everybody saw. So we still got him. Although with both Melissa and Victoria out this day, I thought he was talking to Victoria earlier in the docket. I think he called her. Maybe he forgot she was out. But I guess I shouldn't have shown a docket with Melissa and Victoria out on a week where we don't have Melissa and Victoria. That was kind of rude of me, but I forgot. Just forgot that this was the day. What is today? Today now is Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have 4 more days, and then we'll be back to normal again. Yeah. I think one of the days I'm not going to play Fleischer, only because I have a 2-hour a 2-hour trial that I might want to play instead. So we'll get through it with trial. Guys, it's just you guys are just so rude. You have no idea how rude it is to have this conversation on a day that Fozzie can't join in. You know how much he would have loved this whole conversation? Do you have any idea how much fun he would have had? And we all did it. I did it too. We all did it on a day that he's not here or he's just lurking. That's gonna hurt his feelings. We're gonna have to buy him a case of beer or something. It's gonna ruin his day. I know he likes to talk about poop. I do too now. No. Oh man. I appreciate you guys too, Andrea. I really do. And it's just so wicked cool that you're in Hawaii. I mean, you have no idea how wicked cool it is when you pop in and you say aloha to everybody. Yes, yes, he does, Sally. Yes, he does. He just missed an hour of it, a whole hour of his life. He would have been in his glory. We're gonna have to just redo this whole conversation again because I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what I don't but I bet Bossy has one. And this is what I did October 13th. And this one was right after Thanksgiving. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yeah, yeah, we can. I don't know what kind of context you can put on that, Linus. Linus, my brain is not connecting any context that'll make that not sound weird. Like a trophy room? Just don't, the worst part about prepping is not sneezing. It's funny because when Lori said that, when she first said it, I just knew with our group of people that that would come. Yep, I gotta get mine too. Yep, I'm late for mine. Yeah. And then to make everything worse, Jasmine says, "Oh, that sounds yeah, Jasmine, it is horrible. It sucks getting older. There's nothing good about getting older. Nothing. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's not okay. Linus, that's not okay. Hold on, guys. I gotta send you a picture. Oh, stop. Although my son would have a field day with that toilet. Like, like, can't you get a different one? Can't you, like, buy a toilet from the US or something? or Europe, or I don't know, anywhere nearer to you? Because that's not okay. You do definitely have a poop shelf. I'm just that's an idea. I mean, you could just get on it backwards. Not a big deal. I don't I don't understand why though. I just don't understand. You're gonna have to like put some oil or nonstick something on there. Yeah, I guess you would. Okay, I gotta get rid of this because no, I'm never going there. If I go there, I don't even know what I'm gonna do what legal said because that's the only nobody suggested a demonstration, but now I sort of want one. No, 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 I don't want one. Oh man. Oh, your brother should have warned you. He did you dirty. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, is there water? Where's the water? Where the heck is the water? I have a lot of questions now. Listen, I bet we all have stories about colonoscopies we could tell, but we're not going to. Oh no, no, no. I'm sorry. My ex-husband would love that. My son would love that. They would just love that. I know. I, I know that thing was designed by a man. I know it. I know it. Oh, man. But yeah, seriously though, where's the water? Yeah, you are. You gotta clean that extra. You're extra gotta clean that one. Is there a reason? What is the reason? Oh, legal. I'm so sorry. For health issues. Okay. It's all right. It's so that you can stay healthy, guys. So you can stay healthy. Recycling. Yep. Yep. Oh, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mike, Michael, go. Michael, run. Michael, run. Run. Michael, did you see the picture? I should show him the picture, shouldn't I? Oh, that's not the picture. Hold on, Michael. I got a picture for you. No. Fine, I'll just get it again. It's so tiny. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's coming. Michael, that is the toilets that Linus has to use. That's called a poop shelf. Oh my gosh. The Dutch thing, you wouldn't understand. You guys don't eat a lot of corn over there, do you? That's why we need one of our toilets. We live in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of corn. It is, though. It absolutely is. Listen, Jasmine, we can talk about this and food at the same time and not even blink. Poop shelf. Free divers. We have free divers. You have a poop shelf. I will keep my free diver. I will. I will. Uh-huh. Speak it. Speak it. Can I get a witness? Speak it. I mean, it doesn't really often do that. Yeah. How are your cats supposed to drink? But what if it gets stuck on the shelf? Then what do you have like a something to push it along? Yeah, and how often do you really do that? No. No, that's not good. True. True. That's true. Yeah, do you have a squeegee? Like, do you have a poop squeegee there or something? Buy one. Don't just Google it. Amazon it right away. Express delivery. Amazon it. But the brushes will get dirty. We have, yeah. In my wildest imagination, did really not think that when I started my stream today, this was going to be the ending. Oh man. Some of us, I don't know. We all need help. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. You have to give us more. If I knew what to give you, I would give you more. But I don't really know because I've never been there. You know how many people called my channel that? Hey, another Smith. Welcome. Can I please have a picture of your toilet? Yeah. I I I I can't imagine having to go through that every day. I just can't imagine. Like, Lori, pay attention. Lori, you started this. Lori, this is your fault. Oh man. Wait, if we make Lori laugh while she's driving, that might be an issue. If there's anything left. There's probably nothing left. She's fine. She's fine. Okay. Listen, my son does that to me all the time. Mom, mom, because he doesn't have, there's no dad. So I'm dad. I mean, that would be great bonding for father and son. But now it's me looking at poop saying, oh, good boy. And he's 20 years old. No, he hasn't done that in a while, actually. Damn, they grow so fast. Probably started there, to be honest. Look, Dad, it's a perfect Z. Okay. All right. You got us there. We cannot create a letter with our poop that I know of. Maybe a C. I don't know. I don't know. But we can't do a Z. Hey, as long as he was there. As long as he was there. Often. Often, often. Actually, another Smith, it was really boring until the end, but we got through it. I didn't have the clip that makes you pee a little bit when you watch it. But I can't, I mean, I get what I get. I get what they give me. I can't order up what I want. Oh, it was so much easier if I could just do the goats. If I could just do Simpson and Washington and Manning every day. It would take me like 2 hours to do a stream, and I would always have crying laughing. But nope, 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 nope. Taco Tuesday and Linus's toilet should not be in the same sentence, please. Please. Because whoo, unless, all right, guys, maybe her toilet doesn't sit flat like ours does. Maybe it's angled like this. So that makes sense now. I got it, Linus. Now I got it. Your toilet's just you know on an angle. You're like more of a squatting position instead of a sitting position in a chair. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want to hear it. Well, Michael, what you think happens is definitely what happens. There's a layer of water in it. I don't see water in there, not at all. I maybe is that right here, the edge of the water? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what happened. Like it just went left real quick, even though that's my right. It just went left real quick, real quick. I do. I believe it. Okay, there's no water on the shelf, guys. No water on the shelf. I wish I could see just a little bit more up here. I want to see what they what they're having on the top of their toilet. Maybe it's not flat. Is it like I think guys, I don't think it's like flat. I think it's more like a slope and a curve under it too. Is it like a curved slope? Oh no, guys. Oh no. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Fozzie has literally been waiting his whole life for this conversation, and it's over. Oh man, work sucks. You know, it does that to you. Nice one. I might make a whole new thumbnail for this and just say for Fozzie in remembrance of Fozzie while he's away. All right, guys. I got outro number 3 for today. Thank you for coming out. I really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are freaking awesome. I love this chat. I love coming in here every day. I love talking to you guys. I don't care. They can comment forever that we talk too much, and I will never care about that. Never. Um, I really do. Thank you for my mods. You guys are great, even though there's no jerks in here. Uh-oh. Victoria changed her profile pic. It's probably the judge. Wait, Victoria asked me a question? Did I miss a how? I'm like staring right at the chat. How far up is it? How far away was it? Wait. Is it in Discord? I didn't. Oh my god. That's Harris County, Texas. That's oh, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yes. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna have to get me a haircut just like yours there. I was talking so remember in Discord. Nope. Was it in a stream or in Discord? I think it was in a stream. I said, "Look, you can get this from Amazon for 16 bucks, guys." And I showed it in the stream. Well, later on that night, I think, Ace Bill was texting me and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get one of those wigs." I said, "I already did. I'm getting one. I already did." So he was if I wouldn't have gotten that wig, he was gonna get one, and but since I said I already got one, he didn't get one, and that would have been so funny to see Bill in a stream with that wig on. The boy who announced the judge for the Kelly trial has your haircut. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, the wigs are so itchy though. I don't even know why. I'm gonna check out Discord too and see what Victoria did in there. I got it from Amazon, but yeah, Temu has wigs. Temu definitely has wigs. The Edgar. Oh man, how would we do it though? How would we make it court vibes? I can't think of something. I mean, for the ladies, we could put little court vibe barrettes in it. I don't have a wig cap though. I had this. There's this little hairnet thing that I had, and it didn't work very well because all my hair fell out. Anyway. Hi, Shannon. Shannon, you missed an interesting, intellectual, highly enlightening conversation. I'm sorry. You missed it. And we learned a lot today. We did. And now I'm going to play the third outro that Fozzie made. Oh no, I'm not starting that again, Shannon. No way, you're gonna have to rewind it. That explains a lot, Donald. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the gifted membership, I appreciate that so much, Rebecca. Thank you. I shall see you guys tomorrow. I definitely will have a video out at 6 p.m. today of the Kelly trial. I definitely will. But yeah, I have to go. Fozzie, I'm going to go poop now. Okay? We're all going to go poop now. Because we all are full of... Bye, guys.
Kathy in the room, sunshine on the stage. Her giggles break the gloom. Laughter's what she weighs. Jokes sharp, cutting through. Weighty like a blade. Humor off the charts. Funny renegade. Wicked sense of play. Twisting words anew. Chuckles all around. Sky turning blue. Gags that never die. Timeless through and through. Smiles on the rise. Nothing left to rue. Kathy's giggles turning days bright. Tonight's the night. Her humor takes flight. Laughing all the way makes everything right. In her world, laughter's the light. Puns that make you spin. Logic taking bend. Every line a win. Can't help but commend. Playful in her grin. Humor's best friend. Kathy bringing in joy. Never gonna end. Quips so smooth. Groove of the rhyme. Keeps the vibe in tune. Humor's prime time. Her jokes never boom. Subtle like a chime. Kathy in the room. Laughing all the time. Kathy's giggles turning days bright. Tonight's the night. Her humor takes flight. Laughing all the way makes everything right. In her world, laughter's the life.